Hello, world. It's the Monk Man here, coming to you live right after Memorial Day. Got another good question. Got quite a few this week, actually, but I wanted to tackle one. This was in regards to an article I wrote for Jesus Punk, which is an online arts and media magazine. I'll post the link to the article in the video notes so you guys can read over that. In regards to this article, I talk about a lot of things, but mainly how commitment is what creates passion. A lot of people think, oh, I need something. I need to do something I'm passionate about. That way, I'll be committed to it, and I think that might be traditional wisdom, but I think reality goes against traditional wisdom that you're really not passionate about something until you become committed to it, until you become 100% going towards it. If you think, oh, just because I'm passionate about it, I'm going to be committed to it. Not so, because guess what? Your passion on that thing is going to wane. Anyway, that's a little bit about the article, among other things. Again, I'll post it there in the video notes. But I had a question from Lisa, who she asked a bunch of good questions, but one in particular, and the reason I'm including this one is because I've had a lot of people ask similar questions in the last few weeks relating to how do I deal with my boss. So basic question, how do I deal with a bad boss? And then what's the difference between, or what do you do in a situation where, say you have a bad boss asking you something to do you don't like, or a bad boss asking you to do something that is just can be damaging to you, to your team, and so on and so forth. So what do you do in situations like that? What is your responsibility as a good employee? I mean, the first thing you have to realize is you got to know yourself. You got to get over your ego. So you have to know, hey, do I not like what my boss is telling me simply because it's me? So you've got to get real with yourself and check your ego and understand where that dislike of the task that you're asking to do, or the thing you might be working on, or the way you're asked to do things. You've got to get real with yourself, check in with yourself, and know, hey, is this just something I don't like to do, or is this something that could be really detrimental to me, to my team, to what we're trying to accomplish here at our place of work, or whatever it is you're doing. So you got to be real with yourself, and you got to own it. If it's just something, hey, I would prefer not to do that, but really it's not damaging, it's not causing any long-term damage or harm to me, to my team, to the people around me, then hey, you got to just suck it up and do it. But it doesn't hurt going to your boss, and this is what I've done. I've never had a bad relationship with a boss. I've had some bad bosses, believe me, but I've never had a bad relationship with the good ones or the bad ones. But you go to them, and you just say, hey, can you show me how this fits into the big picture? Because this is the thing about humans. Humans need to know why they're doing something. Um, Myself included, most definitely yourself included. So what I've done a lot with bosses that I've had, if I don't like something and I just can't get my head around it, I'll go to them and be like, hey, show me how this fits into the big picture, please. Because if I know where this fits in and why it's important, even though I might not like the thing I'm asked to do, I at least understand where it's coming from and why it's important. It doesn't seem as random, and if something doesn't seem as random, people, yourself, is going to be more motivated to do it, even though it's not the preferred thing you would like to do. All that being said, your boss tells you to do something, and it's not your ego, and it's not just simply, hey, this is something I don't like to do, but I'm going to do it anyway. If it's something that's damaging or immoral, going to cause harm to yourself or your people, it's dishonest, or maybe it goes against normal company protocol or team protocol or parameters you've set, whether as a company, as a team, whatever field you're working on. If it's one of those scenarios, what do you do? Well, here's the thing: you can't control what your boss is going to do. And this actually applies to the scenario we just looked at. If it's something you don't like to do, you can only control yourself. You can only own what's going on with yourself. So you're being asked to do this thing, it could cause damage to the employees, it's immoral, whatever. You actually have a responsibility to disobey. Yeah, I said that. Now, don't take this, don't go out and get yourself fired or something like that. But I'm saying, like, if you're working for someone and they're asking you to do something that you cannot do, it goes beyond the realm of you not liking to do something. It's something, like I said, immoral. It could hurt you, it could hurt the company. It's dishonest, it's against the law even. I mean, I've been on job sites where I've been asked to do stuff that was, against way against some safety regulations, or really against the law. And um, anyway, your responsibility is to disobey, because you can only control yourself, and you have to live with yourself. So it's actually your responsibility. You're actually being a good employee by disobeying and not doing what that boss is asking you to do in that situation. Now, how do you approach that? Don't just not do it and walk off the job. Don't just not do it and disappear. Don't just not do it and, stir up a bunch of ruckus with your coworkers. That's weak. That's weak, and you're not owning the situation when you do that. You got to own your decision. So the way you own your decision is you don't do it, and then you tell your boss, "Hey, I'm not going to do that," and then and then you move on from there. If this is something where in situations I've been like this, I've just told my boss, "Hey, I'm not doing that," and I might have gotten. I mean, in one particular scenario, like, come on, just try it. I said, "No, I'm not gonna do that," and then that was the end of the conversation. Nothing, nothing else was ever said about it, and we moved on. However, if that is a situation you find yourself in, document it for your own records, and keep a copy just in case that is used to try to, um, be brought against you for whatever reason. I would say document any circumstances that happen that way. Keep copies for your own records, and then this way you have a copy if you ever need to bring something forward. But you actually have a responsibility to disobey in that situation. But like I said, the best way to disobey is just to bring it up to your boss. Say, "Hey, I'm not doing that. Why would you even ask me to do something like that? Here's the policy." And you could be in a situation where your boss doesn't know the policy. Um, like I said, I work in public education. In a lot of cases, um, the higher ups don't know a lot of the rules and regulations that the people they're supervising are bound to. So you can actually be in a position where you're teaching and you're leading your boss. So tell them about it. They just might not even know. We think, oh, they're the supervisor and they should know all this stuff. Well, a lot of times they don't. So there's a reality with that situation. In any case, you should be leading your boss, leading them to the direction they want to go. You can be a leader even though you might not be at the same level in your company or whatever your chain of command that you're a part of, but you can lead from underneath, um, just by doing that, being upfront, um, and just owning your decisions and owning your work. So those two things I would say are really key in dealing with bosses, especially bad bosses. Is one, um, checking your ego at the door, and that's in dealing with people, period. Check your ego. Make sure, this isn't just your head getting in the way, because you're the only one who can control yourself, and you got to own your own decisions. And then the second thing is, yeah, if it's something illegal, something immoral, something that just it's beyond your ego at this point, it could cause damage. It's your job to disobey. You're actually being a bad employee if you don't disobey. So those two things, I hope that helps. Um, Send me your questions, and I'll talk to you soon.